Hey guys, Joe here, and this week I'm going to be talking about how to exercise for cheaper, hopefully at home. This is a really important topic for me right now because I'm living in a rural area, but also because I am one of those people who hates people. Um, I like individual people, but going to the gym when it's crowded just isn't for me. So I'm a home gym type of person. Um, and if you don't have access to a gym or you don't have money to spend on a gym, here are some tips for you. First of all, there are tons of ways to get your cardio in. I never really understood the need for a treadmill or elliptical unless injury made it necessary, but I understand that people like to use the treadmill because they feel safer when they're inside, or they have more confidence. They feel like less people are watching them if they're in a big group of people who are on the treadmill. Um, I have a hard time giving you advice because I personally abhor the treadmill. Um, but I would just give you the advice that running outside is such a great way to learn more about your area or your town or your city and to experience all that nature has to offer. I know it's summer there and it's probably really hot. That's what morning runs are for. And then afterwards, you can, drink a nice cool glass of water and take a cool shower. And in the winter, when it's super freezing and cold, you'd be surprised at how quickly your body warms up when you're jogging. Even if it's all snowy and cold, you can get some pretty cheap warm clothes to run in. You don't need high tech sports equipment. I usually buy these mittens from the dollar bin at my local Joann's. And I just buy a bunch of them, and then when they get gross, I toss them in the wash. And if they get ruined, they only cost me $1. And all of my other running clothes are usually from Walmart for pretty cheap, and you can buy some good layers there. Um, the only thing I would say is do not run when it's icy. That's not safe. But if it's just cold outside, go for it. If you don't like running, you can do any other number of things. A jump rope costs barely any money, and you can jump rope indoors. If your ceilings are high enough, you can jump rope outside. You can use any number of videos. I know there are a bunch of people who do cardio dance workouts on YouTube, and those are all for free. You can do those of your own accord. Um, if you have a pool in your backyard, you can swim for free. I have to admit, I don't know a lot about swimming and swim workouts because I am horrible at swimming. I know how to not drown, but it's not exactly an exercise I use for fitness. I usually just float around. But if you live in an area where there are free public pools, or if you have a pool in your own backyard, that is another great way to do cardio. And also, you can do cardio by cycling. And again, I'm not a cyclist. I do best when my feet are on the ground and not in the water. But bicycling is a great way to get cardio in if running is not your thing. As far as lifting goes, if you want to work out at home just because you don't want to be working out around people, I would highly suggest slowly accumulating your own home gym. This can be kind of expensive, but I think that if you do it slowly and over time, it is worth the cost. I know that there are some gyms that cost about $10 a month, but if you buy a set of dumbbells, you can buy a pretty heavy set for like probably $20. And then you only have to work out for 2 months, and those dumbbells have paid for themselves. Obviously, this is a bit of a more expensive route, but if it's worth it to you to have your own home gym that you can work out anytime, you don't have to spend money on workout clothes because you can work out in your underwear. Heyo! And you don't have to deal with waiting for equipment or anything like that. You can play your own music out loud. I don't know, I find a lot of peace in having a home gym, So whenever I'm settled somewhere for a while, I slowly start to accumulate some home gym equipment. You don't necessarily need like a full-on squat rack, but at my last home in college, I bought a barbell and was just doing floor presses. And every once in a while, I would drag out a little bench we had to do bench pressing. It wasn't a bench used for lifting. It was like our little wooden bench from the hallway. But you can make use of many of the things in your house. Speaking of that, like I mentioned, I'm living in a rural area right now, and you can make your own weights and equipment. Right now, I'm working with this. It is a heavy metal stick thing with water bottles full of rocks duct taped to it. And I've been saving up a bunch of water bottles so that I can add more weight to it. But think about the things you have around your house or the things you can find for cheap and use them to your benefit. Now, not everyone's going to have a heavy metal stick lying around. I happen to live on a mining compound, so one of the miners saw me filling up rock bottles and asked if I liked to lift, and then when I said yes, he came back with a stick and just gave it to me. It's a pretty heavy stick, but if you don't have something like that at home, I'm sure you have old textbooks you don't use. Anything heavy that you can still keep your form correct, you can use to lift at home. And finally, I would like to make a huge plug for calisthenics and bodyweight exercises. One of my favorite things to do is knock out my cardio and lifting all in one go by jogging to the local playground and doing pull-ups there. You can do sit-ups and tricep dips, all these sorts of things, all these great bodyweight exercises right on the playground equipment. And if you go at a high traffic time, sometimes the kids want to join you, and then you get to watch 11-year-olds do a push-up contest, and it's really cute. But there are tons of resources online for body weight exercises and other things you can do. And the last thing I can think about is doing yoga at home. All you need is a yoga mat. I know most of them cost about $20 to $30. And then you can just find videos on YouTube, or if you want to create your own movements, you can go, I use Yoga Journal. But there are tons of resources online and specifically on YouTube, on bodybuilding.com, that you can use to build your own workout without ever having to go to a gym or having to pay gym membership fees. And you can make this as elaborate or as simple as you want. You can literally work out with zero equipment except for maybe your running shoes. Or you can start building your own home gym, which you can take time to plan out the pros and cons and the costs and benefits of slowly accumulating your own home gym, which I think is worth it if you are settled in a certain place for a long time. All right, now it is time for some fun facts. The average monthly cost of a gym membership is $55. The average amount of times someone uses their gym membership is 2 times a week. You can do calisthenic exercises anywhere. Jumping in a pool after a long, hot summer run with all of your clothes on is one of the best feelings in the world. Walmart sells weights for a great price. Walmart also sells ridiculous spandex to go running in the winter. Running in the snow gives you good street cred. Bodybuilding.com has a lot of really great exercises that you can do with just your body weight. My 11-year-old students can do exactly 1 push-up. Okay, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the information. Sorry it was all a little jumbled. This weekend has been pretty hectic for me. Next week, I think I'm going to be talking about body image, but if you have any other suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments or message me on my Tumblr. Thanks, have a good week.